Guys, what's going on? This is Atma76X, and today I'm going to be doing something I haven't done in a long time, which is an gameplay commentary. Today I'll be playing Olaf top against a Pantheon. Real quick backstory behind this: the Pantheon is duo queued with the jungler on the enemy team. I didn't know this when I was loading into the game, but consequently, Pantheon is actually the highest ranked player in the game overall. On this right here, I'm currently gold 5, almost gold 4, like 2 LP away from a series. I believe the Pantheon is gold 2. I'm not sure where his buddy ranks, but this is a gold game. Everybody in the game was gold when I checked. So I mean that's not impressive for anybody like higher, but gold means you're in the top 25%, so there is some merit to it. I mean, if you're like platinum or anything higher than that, you're just like, yeah, whatever. But in any case, so I don't have many champions on this account, so not many champions that I play. Normally, I might have played like Gangplank into this, just because you can play so passively on Gangplank and still carry super hard. But I decided to go for like the next best thing, which was a tanky bruiser kind of guy. So I picked Olaf. Pantheon is a lane bully. It's quite strong right now, especially into these pseudo carry top laners. But I figured I could probably have a pretty safe laning phase with Olaf if I played my cards right. So I'll show you how this plays out. Oops, sorry. So I'm just waiting for my minions to get the lane. Alright, here we go. So, early on, I want to try and push to get my level 2 as soon as I possibly can, but I mean, he's just going to try and harass me, and he ends up taking quite a bit of minion damage here. But the thing is, he has a corrupting pot. I don't. I just took Doran's Blade and HP pot. Taking a corrupting potion into melee, unlike a carry champion like this, usually a negative an idea. So Pantheon can get away with it because he has a shield, and he's very reliant on all of his abilities, because he can just basically stun you, and he has his passive, so it's like doesn't really matter for him as much. Usually I would take Doran's Blade. You could take a Doran Shield too. I don't like Doran Shield very much because it's not even 100% gold efficient. I was taking a lot of damage from the creeps there. And I like to get items that are as gold efficient as I can, that are at least 100 if I can. There aren't a ton of 80 items that aren't gold efficient without like a passive of some sort. So basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get him to push the wave up. I'm trying to last hit with my axes, and if I can poke him, it's just icing on the cake. But really what I want is the gold from the CS. If I hit him with my axe, it's like, okay, it's a little bonus, but I'm not going to try and fight him. I'm just playing passively. And this is basically what I wanted to do. I wanted to freeze the lane right here as best as I could, just last center of the tower. Olaf's E, his undertow, does cost HP, but if you end up killing whatever you hit with your E, you get your HP back, so it's free then. Signal he's missing here, and this is exactly what I want. I want frozen right here, so I don't, I'm not in real danger of getting ganked. So he has to leave lane because he can't CS here. So I signaled he was missing, and I see that my Zac found him. This is a mistake I ended up making here. Both of these champions are very strong early on, Volibear and Pantheon. And I try saving Zac here, and it ends up costing me. Everything was actually going really good in my lane until that happened. I signaled he was missing, but it's like, alright, whatever, I'm going to go help him. And like I said, remember, these guys are duo queued. So I get another Doran's Blade, just because I like stacking the HP and the lifesteal. The damage is okay too. I'm going to teleport right here. If you teleport like this, it freezes the lane a little bit. Stops the minions from going in. So, end up missing that right there, unfortunately. And yeah, so end up giving first blood trying to save my teammate. Kind of mistake that I make. I honestly should just let him die. Or maybe just poked a little bit, but I probably could have played better, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure what I could have done there. And those guys were going pretty ham. And but I'm still getting a lot of CS here. Now this is foolish of me. I didn't think this guy would still be here. That was stupid of me. I should have known better. But the shield saves him, but I still end up getting the kill. So not bad. But yeah, so you gotta be careful. I wasn't watching the minimap. I didn't have any vision, and I tried picking a fight. I honestly didn't think the guy would still be there, but whatever. Oh, but I was gonna say, I like getting this this little refillable potion. It's quite good. Gives you 25 less HP than a regular health pot, but it costs the amount of 3 health pots, and it just refills constantly. And honestly, you don't need that many health pots. A lot of times, like 1 health pot would be good just to like stay in your lane. So just getting that little thing, gives you 2 pots and only costs 150 gold. So not that bad. I think if you sell it, you get like 66 back. But in any case, I have a really nice freeze here. This is one mistake this guy doesn't do. He doesn't manipulate his wave properly. And even though I died a few times, I'm still a higher level than him. So this is where Pantheon is very dangerous. Also, he does have Ignite, so gotta be careful. I don't know if he used it or not. I actually wasn't paying attention if he used it in those last 2 fights, but he probably did. So he's really low. He's taking so much minion damage. And honestly, he's in kill pressure here, but I don't have any vision of Volibear. I don't know where Volibear is at, so I can't quite go in on him, and the guy has been camping for him, but oh, that's so juicy, but he's just going to run away. If he starts running away like that, it means Volibear's not there. Olaf's ult is pretty cool. It gives you a lot of armor and magic resist passively, and then when you activate it, you're immune to crowd control effects for like 6 seconds or so. I forget exactly. I think it's like 6 seconds. And gives you a ton of bonus AD. But when you use it, you don't have your, what you call it? You don't have the armor anymore, or magic resist. And you get a lot of attack speed from it too. So push up in the back. Probably going to buy a, either a Phage here. I don't think I have enough for a Phage yet. No, so I'm going to buy that and probably boots. That makes sense. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Watching back on it, I would have probably bought boots, but whatever. Not taking teleport top is kind of risky. Pantheon can get away with it though, just because he, has an ult where he basically has a lane-to-lane gank. Olaf, you don't really need Ignite or anything, honestly, other than the teleport's really all you need. Like, even if you take him, obviously if you take him jungle, you need Smite, but if you were to try something a little cheesy, like taking Olaf mid, you can run with Ignite there. Nice. Solo kill, or no, it looks like they both got him mid. It's a 2 for 1, or 2-on-1 mid. But I'm not sure what the CS difference is here. My CS is actually a little bit lower than it probably should be. But I guarantee it's higher than Pantheon's. So yeah, I still have the level advantage on him. And level advantage is huge in a 1v1 lane. Or any lane, really. If it's it's the biggest factor in like an even duel. Like, and then summoner spells and ganks. This fucking guy does this shit again. It just pisses me off. Luckily, though, I'm a lot stronger now, so I'm not quite as afraid. And truthfully, I probably could be warding a lot more than I am. But I'm not really too worried when when I have the lane frozen for me. So he tries going in all on me right here, and what I did there, as soon as he stunned me, I just popped my ulti and just went ham on him. So that's the main reason why I picked Olaf, is because I have a lot of base tank stats, and he's just super strong in a 1v1. And when you pop your W, you get a ton of lifesteal. So I already got like 6 from this, plus my masteries gives me like 8 or 9 like lifesteal just from that. And then when you pop this, it gives you like 20 lifesteal, and I think spell vamp too. So even when you're using your E, you're getting like your health back anyway for it, if you're not killing whatever you're hitting with it. So very tanky. Also, the amount of attack speed you get from these 3 abilities, like from your passive and this and your ult, it's just ridiculous. So in a 1v1, very hard. This is a beautiful TP play. This is why you want to run TP on a top laner. We end up losing one guy here, but they overextend so hard, and yeah, just able to get a huge flank. Nice by what you call it? Reaction time by Zach. That's what I'm looking for. And right here, I'm not worried about helping with dragon. It's a good dragon to get, but I'd rather just pressure this tower as much as I can. And then, because I got my red buff, getting a lot of true damage, pop my W just to get more attack speed off. And then I'm going to roam back top. And they got Dragon Seed. They need my help. I wasn't worried about it because we just killed their jungler. And I'm pretty sure their bottom lane had to back after what happened. Awesome scoreline, 4-2-0. So hopefully I hit tab here and see what the CS difference is between me and my top laner opponent. CS is for an assassin champion like Pantheon. Well, I hit tab super fast there. CS is for an assassin champion. I mean, they roam a lot. CS is always important. It's like the most basic mechanic in the game. So, I mean, assassins some of them can get away with not getting as much farm, like Fizz, LeBlanc, or even Pantheon, really. But you still need the CS. It's so much gold. If you have like 20 CS on an opponent, it's basically a kill's worth in gold. So, not really afraid of Volibear. I could easily 1v1 him, I think. But the thing is, the Pantheon can just ult up there at any time. I'm just trying to push the wave here to get the wave to crash into his tower. Unfortunately, he's back. So I just ult here. I actually think they end up getting me here, because I'm stingy on my flash. Yeah, I feel like if I flashed earlier, like just to make the gap in the distance, and then I think I would have been safe, because I probably would have just fallen back. But yeah. But I didn't even use my flash there. I maybe could have flashed behind the tower. But Volibear only survived there because of his passive, which is why he would have wanted to do that. And I ended up missing a little bit of CS here. Actually, a significant amount. A whole cannon wave. That's not good. But short story is, I guess I overextended there. And paid for it. But I didn't use my summoners. I was just stingy with them. So. But once again, I got a slow push going here. Oh, God. So it's still frozen in like a perfect place. I'll have my TP up in 40 seconds, which means I'll be able to help my team out. Or whatever. Next Q first on Olaf, because the damage is so good, and the cooldowns and the slow. And then your E second, because it's true damage. But right here, This is the best of both worlds. He ults, so he didn't have his ult afterwards. And then I get the kill on him anyways. Did he just block that twice? I think yeah, I just saw 2 blocks there. Huh. Not entirely sure how that worked out. He must have like done like a whole rotation immediately and got an auto attack. Right here, I actually might be able to help fight him with, because he's at full HP. I think we can actually kill this guy. We could, yeah, we have a huge level advantage. He's got two levels on him, I got 1 level on him, but he ends up running away. It's Volibear. He's very tanky. With Olaf's axes, you really need to lead the target because your axe will drop wherever you put your marker until it goes out of its range, obviously. It has pretty significant range, but it does cap, and it has like I would say a medium movement speed. It's faster than it looks, I guess, but it's not like the easiest skill shot to land either. Double check something here really quick. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. So I got the tower, got the kill, and got out with my life. That's good. Again, my CS, honestly, isn't that great. Oh, yeah, here we go. Another good TP coming in here. So let's see what we get. Kill this son of a bitch. Get fucked. Oh, and I land the axe on her. But this is getting a bit dangerous, a little bit ridiculous. I need to fall back. He's dead. Yeah. Goddamn tower. Like they're really low, but it was just the tower. It's just too much. The nice thing about Olaf's axes too is they're AoE, so I can just clear a wave. I think they do a little bit less damage the more targets they pass through. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. I need to double check that. I'm not gonna do that right now though. But actually, I'm not. They might do a little bit less damage the more targets they pass through. I'm not sure. Let's go off with that. Sorry, not very informative there. But they're still AoE. They still do a lot of damage. Tons of damage. I'm actually very curious. I'm gonna look it up really quick. So so we just got a nice catch there. Now we're getting another dragon. Right here, I just don't get up there quick enough. But I was fully content on just fighting Volibear, but he ends up flashing over and gets the 50-50 smite. So. Oh, okay. That's what it is. It does not do less damage the more targets it passes through. And the farther it travels, the longer the slow duration is actually on the axis. So. Good to know. I mean, it wasn't appearing like it was doing less damage, but quite often it's like a pretty common mechanic in the game where the more targets the projectile goes through, the less damage it does. But not so much with this, because Olaf is just such a beast. I believe here I have enough money for my Sterex gauge, like well over enough. Which is a pretty good item, especially against assassins, because it gives you just such a huge base HP and shield. You predicted my movements so well right there. Damn. At this point, I think I'm just like, screw this. I'm falling back. This guy's too good. Actually, I think I'm just doing it really poorly. Let Jinx get that farm. She needs it. Yeah, I well over it. So, well over the amount needed. It's also pretty good. It gives pretty solid amount of damage too. So it's like a sort of offensive defensive item. It's pretty nice. Just because I'm like ahead so much in this. Oh yeah, look at that! I have almost double his CS. That's significant. I don't think I'll be able to save him here. Maybe I will if he has his passive up. Oh yeah, cool. So definitely gonna kill this guy here. Yeah, Thresh. A, why is Thresh up here? And B, how did Pantheon die to him? See, he just is down so much CS. That's like I have a bunch of kills on him already. I don't know how many assists, but it's like I have like, ooh, okay, so I have twice the amount of kills he has. It's like I'm actually up. It's like I'm actually up 8 kills on him or something like that. It's so much just from the farm difference. Like if he kept up in farm, or if he was just farming, like I'm not actually farming that well this game, but like if he was keeping up in farm, or like if he was perfect CSing, we'd have like even gold. But he's not even remotely close to perfect CSing. And I'll look at my level advantage on him too. Once you're up to like 3 levels on somebody, it's like really hard. I get way too cocky here and pay for it. But then again, I also wasn't expecting 5 of them to be up there. So I'm pretty sure they had all 5 right there to kill me. But that's good too, because if I can draw 5 people top, that is ridiculous. That's crazy good. That's so much more pressure on the map. Like, we were about to take bottom tower for it. Although I did get a shutdown bonus with essentially 5 assists going out for it. So that's a lot of gold I just gave to them. Which is bad. But anyway, like I was trying to say, if I wasn't so far ahead, I normally would be buying the Frozen Heart second, especially into a champion like Olaf. But here, I'm like, I feel like I can get away with it, which I actually think I am. So. So I'm just trying to fast push this, because my bottom lane... Oh, and like Pantheon's bottom anyway, so this should be a free tower. Definitely. Unless they send like 3 people up here again. I'm probably going to end up ulting here just to take the tower faster. And I know I can do that just because they don't have anybody. Maybe I won't. And picking up the axes also refreshes the cooldown. And with the way the game is right now, I don't know if it's a bug or not, your axes can actually stay down longer than the cooldown of the ability. So what that means is you can throw an axe, and you can run next to it but not pick it up. And then you can throw another axe, and if you miss your first axe, or whatever, then you have a second chance of just throwing the axe, or conversely, you can just throw 2 axes and hit the guy with 2 axes. So, and that's a lot of damage, especially with Black Cleaver. So if I led the axe a little bit further there, I would have hit him. But he's dead anyway. I just have too big of a lead on him, and there's like no chance he's gonna be able to kill me. Like once you like especially against assassins, like when the Sterix goes off, it's just like insane. Like look, this is so much damage I just took there, and I get away with it. Also, the other thing too is because I built so much HP, Vel'Koz is less effective against me than he normally would be, than like a normal mage, because I don't really have that much magic resist other than my alt passive and my runes. So I really don't have that much magic resist, but the thing about Vel'Koz is he does a lot of true damage, so building all this HP is actually pretty effective against him. I mean, he still does a lot of magic damage, but the main thing is the amount of true damage he does. I don't think any other mage does as much true damage as he does. I would seriously doubt. I guarantee no other mage does as much true damage as he does. Especially now after the changes. So we catch volley here again. He's dead. Just run over the traps, not caring at all. But I'm not gonna be able to catch her with my ult down. Your ult does Olaf's ult does movement speed too. Let me see here. I'll tell you exactly how much actually. Do. Free Baron. Because they didn't have their jungler, they could not fight us at all. And I have so much regen, I don't even have to go back. Especially with the dragon, the blue dragon. So Vel'Koz does still do a significant amount of damage to me, but it's not enough because I'm just so damn tanky. And this guy, he stands no chance against me either. The bonus 80 in movement speed you get from activating your ult is at... Wow, it's actually more than I thought it was. It's 40 at first rank, then 60 at second rank, and then 80 at max rank. So in one more level, I'm going to get an extra 20 AD, which is another reason why you can go so tanky on Olaf and still do a ton of damage. And then the bonus movement speed starts at 50% for the first rank, 60 at second rank, and then 70 at max rank. So that's a significant amount of movement speed. And you're immune from crowd control, so. But you have to keep in mind, you're not invincible by any means with this. It's like, you almost feel like it's like a Tryndamere ult, but it's not. But I mean, you do get like a ton of lifesteal from your W, because you're doing so much damage. And the spell vamp. So like when you're throwing your axes and your E, you're getting a ton of HP back, and the attack speed is significant. I actually don't get any spell vamp. It's just lifesteal, but goes up to 80% attack speed on it. Yeah, actually, and I stand corrected. There is no attack speed bonus on Olaf's ult. It's just from his passive and his W. So the less HP you have, coupled with your W active. See, like, look, I have so little HP. I had 2.080 or attack speed. So that's significant. So yeah, right here, I almost think about going with it, but I'm like, actually, I'm already capped out on CDR. The regeneration would be nice, but I decided to go with this because in my thought process, it's like I'm already getting a pretty significant shield from Steric's Gauge, and then I also want to get the shield from the Hexadrinker. And with the Maul Malmortius, you get extra lifesteal too when that pops. Maybe this is what gives you. maybe you get the spell vamp from that. I'm not sure. I can't remember. If it is, it's like 10%. But this is a huge wave, so I end up deciding to teleport up here. Oh, we didn't do anything with that Baron, did we? No, we did not. One problem is with this game is we just don't finish it when we should. But yeah. So, I mean, I'm CSing a lot better than Pantheon, and I am, like, roaming around a lot, doing a lot of stuff here. But the one thing is, when it comes to CSing, is basically, so you can see my mouse, right here is, you know, the time, right? Just add a 0 to however many minutes there are in the game, and that's what your CS should be. So, right now, if I was perfect CSing, I have 290 CS, basically. And I'm at 200. Pretty low. But, I mean, this has been a very hectic game. A lot of roaming around and a lot of ganking. So, the main thing is, too, though, in this, I have not lost a single tower yet, and I'm already down to this guy's inhibitor tower. We have a very tanky team, too. Which is actually better for Vel'Koz anyway, because he does the true damage. And we get cocky Volibear again. Pretty significant amount of damage that I'm doing to the inhibitor. It's not like the most or anything, but... I really like this build on Olaf though. Like these 3 items, the Black Cleaver is a must basically. You can maybe try running with the Triforce, but I mean it's a little lackluster honestly. Even with after the changes, it's not nearly as good as the Black Cleaver. I don't feel, but it does give you the bonus movement speed and attack speed, and the Spellblade is good. It's a good item, but I just feel like Black Cleaver is so much better for Olaf. And they both give 20% CDR. The Black Cleaver gives a little bit more HP, and it's a lot cheaper. It's like 500 gold cheaper. But I'm right here. I'm just ignoring him. I actually ulted a little bit early there, just because I wanted to. It doesn't matter. I have such a huge level advantage. He cannot kill me at all. He might kill me though here. Yeah, I ulted to kill the inhibitor faster, which is kind of a mistake. I almost killed Volibear there too. If I didn't have if all of my stuff didn't pop fighting Pantheon, I could have 2v1 them. Or if I just had my ult when Pantheon dropped on me. But I decided to ult to take the tower faster, or the inhibitor faster. So it's kind of a mistake, but also kind of I get confused in the shop here. I would say it's worth it. I get a kill, and I get the inhibitor. So, and it's not like they can leave the base or anything. We're about to get another here. Right here, I just get confused in the shop. I'm like, wait, why do I have the X trigger? Alright, there we go. But anyway, like I was trying to say, I like the Frozen Heart and the Black Cleaver on Olaf. You can get Merc Treads if it's like an AP heavy team, but because of the way your ult works, so that tenacity doesn't benefit you as much. Right here, I'm just like, what do I want to finish this build off with? I was just trying to think. I think I end up going for a GA. Like, is that what I want? And I'm like, nah, not really. But what I end up doing is I buy the Chain Vest, and depending on how the game goes, I can either turn it into the Dead Man's Plate, which is good for Pantheon or for Olaf, or I can just go with the the GA, depending on what I want. So right here, we're all group bottom. This should be easy. We have Baron. Theoretically, we can end, but fucking Zach jumps in way too early. Again, like I said, this is Zach. Actually not as bad as it felt during the game. He actually is not doing that bad, but he does do some questionable shit. And right here, I'm just like, well, let's fight him, which is stupid. I would want to back out here, but I'm like, we got Jinx, can maybe, kill all these guys. But apparently he didn't realize that Pantheon had a GA. Because I don't think he would have done that otherwise. But if he would have just backed up a little bit, we probably could have aced them there with the two of us. But that just ended up stalling out the game. We ended up getting really nothing for that. I don't think we take the tower here. So, but basically that all happened because Zach went in way too early. And I think they even end up flaming Zach a little bit here. We got their Nexus for it. No, we didn't. We just got a turret. We got one turret. Got one Nexus turret for it. Not worth all the deaths. Not at all. But now I'm super tanky against everybody. And I have a lot of damage. So I regret not buying this because With the Sterix gauge and that item, you're so goddamn big. Actually, is that the one? I think that's the one that makes you huge. But I chose that one instead. But yeah, when I pop my ulti, I'm gonna have like 377 damage, which is a lot when I ult, and I'm still gonna have pretty decent base stats. I have a ton of armor, ton of magic resist. It's not quite so much so beneficial to have more than 200 of a stat in defenses, because the percentage it reduces isn't that high after so long. But I think it's just mostly because of my passive and whatever. I mean, it's not like it doesn't help at all, but it's not as beneficial as it looks. Like it really like caps out a little bit after like 200. Like it just kind of gets stuck at like 70% damage reduction. So I think what they wanted to do here is they wanted me to split bottom, which kind of makes sense. But like the Rise and the Thresh just weren't paying attention. I'm like, all right, whatever. Realistically, those guys should have been with Jinx, because Jinx is the main source of our damage. Like, and those two could peel for her. Oh. Just like silly mistakes like this is what keeps us from ending the game sooner. Like, this game theoretically probably should have been over like 10 minutes ago. But this is kind of how solo queue is. I mean, like I said, this is gold, so it's like the players are pretty decent with their mechanics. It's just the decision making is like kind of questionable. And when I say mechanics, I mean like their champion mechanics when it comes to fighting. It's pretty rare when you actually see somebody that's like good at CSing though, like really good. Nice. So I went in there because I'm like, all right, well I got my life insurance, so let's fall back a little bit, and then my HP regen should kick in here pretty soon once this Grievous Wounds wears off. Yeah, look at the HP I'm getting back now. That's because of the items, obviously, and the what you call it, the blue dragon. Right here, I'm just like, screw it. That's why I end this game. This game went on way too long. End it. End it. Well, yeah. But yeah, it was a fun game. I had a lot of fun playing that one. Let's see if I have any post-game stats here. And I'll... Cool. Come on, let's get shit out of the way. Alright, so let's see here. I end up going 262 to Pantheon's 112. That is a ridiculous amount of gold. Like, you can tell the gold difference. Jesus, that's 5,000. That's over 5,000 gold. That is significant. Like, right here, I think he was gonna build a Infinity Edge. Honestly, if you build that Duskblade on Pantheon, he's like really effective even later into the game. But that was a really fun game. It was really, really good. Actually, everybody on the team did pretty well. What I try and do when I play these games, I try and die less than 5 times, like no more than 5 times. But unfortunately here, I made that mistake. I made a few mistakes, obviously. Every time you die, it's a mistake you make, and you try and learn from it. And one of the mistakes I think that I need to work on is trying to sacrifice myself for teammates when I'm on this champion, specifically. But in any case,